Hey everybody, this is Nigel, and I wanted to do a quick video to teach building a successful tutoring business. I've been in tutoring for the last 7 years, and I wanted to teach it from the perspective of building it from the ground up. A lot of people have asked me time and again how have I been able to build two successful tutoring centers. I closed the physical location of one of my center. I have one more center. I've added new programs. I've expanded. We've moved from in-center tutoring to now in-home tutoring, where we work with about 75 students per week, with about 25 tutors, and I've been able to see significant growth day in, day out. And I wanted to do a quick lesson to, I want to do a series actually. Um, my first coaching program that I've built, I've worked with people very far and near, and it's pretty expensive to some people. I wanted to build a program that is a little more cost effective. It's the end of the year. A lot of people are preparing for New Year resolutions. A lot of people are thinking about building for themselves new dreams, new little pie in the sky, little hobbies, etc. And teaching has always been an outlet for me. Teaching is a way in which I give back. Teaching is a way in which I get my fix. Teaching is a way in which I am able to do more because the more I can communicate to people, the better I feel. The more I can do that, the more I can show others how to do it. I'm not going to do a big fancy video. I'm going to do a straight old fashioned lesson where I'm doing a straight a slide lesson. I've pulled together a very cool series here, and I'm gonna start teaching right now. The first lesson I'm gonna entitle the tutor life cycle. One of the many things that a lot of people do not do is sit down and deconstruct anything. I'm gonna use tutor and tutoring as a way to teach because I know as a way I can make an impact to a lot of people. There are a lot of people who see tutoring just as teaching math, English, reading, writing. I have a friend who's a cook. She teaches people how to make bread, how to do recipes, how to bake ham, yam, and all sorts of things. And she's doing great. I have another friend who teaches piano, and she just do some random video on how to do a quick lesson in or how to learn a quick song in 2 days, etc. Very unique, very stress-free things. Then on the other hand, I have some people who do some awesome things, like my friend in Colombia who has been making videos and doing documentaries, etc. And I asked him one day, why don't you just teach a lesson or run a course on how to build your first documentary or do a workshop, etc. And it fell on deaf ears because you think it's a very complicated process. But I wanted to jump in and show you the life cycle of tutoring. Tutoring revolves around three key processes, nothing else. The first big thing, attracting clients, attracting the right type of clients. Number two, selling. I know that's a dirty word. A lot of people hate the word sell. The moment that you wanted to sound like a salesman or the moment you wanted to talk about asking for money, there is a problem. And I must admit, for me, I've been asking people for money for years. And there are times when I feel bad about it. Recently, I had to pick up a check from someone. It's a significant amount of money. But I still had to talk to one of my partners and said, hey, you know what? Can you talk to them for me? And she was laughing at me because in her mind, I am the guy who sells anything. And it was difficult for her to understand that I did not want to ask for money. But asking for money is a very good thing. It helps you to pay the bills, it helps you to keep the lights on, it helps you to feel warm, especially in the winter, and it helps you to be able to make a difference. The last thing is wow. What is wow? Wow is the ability to add that extra magic and delivering. It's the way in which you deliver, it's the way in which you create the experience, it's the way in which you provide that long lasting momentum and memory that will catapult your business from just a little hobby into something significant. So let's jump in. So the very first thing I wanted to point out is that there are three parts in attracting clients. Number one, you need to know who you're targeting. I cannot emphasize this more. Time and again, I see people targeting anybody. Let me use an illustration. Last summer, I ran a summer camp. For my summer camp, I wanted to focus on coding and robotics. Nothing that was normal. Nothing that was done anywhere near where I live. I wanted to do a high-end camp. I wanted to charge $400 a week. And I wanted to be able to target just 50 kids. Not a big number, very, very doable. I started very aggressive marketing and I narrowed down very carefully. Knowing who to target is so essential. I drove three key careful campaigns. One was a street campaign, the other one was a mailbox, and the other one was a Facebook campaign. Three very, very targeted campaigns. They each brought in like about 30, 35 per piece. My street campaign was the most successful. That one in itself brought in about 48 people because in all we had almost 70 students at summer camp. And it was a great experience. It taught me a lot. It helped me to realize that all the noise about online marketing, sometimes it's great and it's awesome, but sometimes offline marketing also can do great things. So it gives you a chance to focus. I was focusing in a particular community. I focused on two subsets and I was able to bank out of that. I'm saying that because I wanted you to realize you don't need to always be the subject expert. I do not know anything about coding. I do not know three quarters about robotics. I teach Scratch sometimes because I learn it. I play with my kids with it. My sons are into Minecraft. They play Minecraft all day long. And I wanted something that is techy, something that fits their persona. And then I went drilling down to look at the type of people who are into that. And then I target that audience with a very, very clear, focused marketing. And people started calling and the phone kept ringing. I hired two interns for the summer and one of them was asking me consistently, can you explain to me how were you able to keep your phone ringing? And I said to her, you got to know your client. Know who to target. When you know who to target, half your work in marketing is over. Number two, create some interest. Creating interest in what you're doing is not overemphasized. Because if you can't make it enjoyable, I'm not coming. I'm not the guy who's fascinated by shiny objects. But give me something that is educational. Give me something that provides a higher level of thinking. I talk, I read a lot, I like to have conversation. But when all of that is done, I'm in a corner by myself with a book. That's what I do. I tell people I'm the most extroverted, introverted person you'll ever find. After all the noise and all the fun and all of the celebration, I'm going to go into a corner, I'm going to curl up with a book, and I'm going to find some quiet time. Now, once you are able to interest your client, then you can do the next thing. Create or schedule appointments. Now, why are appointments essential? Because that's where you can make offers. You cannot make offers without appointments, especially in the tutoring market space. There are people who do online sales. There are people who do phone sales. There are people who do callbacks. There are people who do several other things. But I'm going to tell you this. You target, you create interest, you set appointments, and I can promise you, you will be able to attract significant amount of clients who will pay you top dollars for what you want. Then let's go down to the bad word that everybody try to run away from. Selling. I'm going to tell you this. Selling is literally educating your clients by creating an experience. So tonight I went over to a home. I had a consult off of New Hampshire Avenue here in Silver Spring, Maryland. And it's a high schooler who is struggling in Algebra 2. I had a great appointment over there. We met, and I did not conduct the regular diagnostic test that I would do. I had an interview. I talk with the student, I talk with the parent, I try to find out what strengths are there, what weaknesses are there, what tools they're working with, what programs they find useful, etc. And during that process, I was educating both the client and the daughter. And you wanted to do it very carefully, not very aggressive. You want to see where the child is. You wanted to help them to deconstruct some of the myth around certain things. You wanted to show them some easy steps. You want to make it easy. She was working with factoring. You wanted to show them, okay, this is a great method to use versus this method. She told me the method that her teacher is using in school. I went with that method. We did 4 practice problems. She was having struggles understanding how to find the middle numbers and how to do the FOIL. I show her how to FOIL. I show her how to find the middle numbers. And it was so effortless. The mom in the end said, "You can even teach me." We all started laughing at that point. And then I went to make him an offer. And I gave her my Black Friday offer. Very straightforward, no fluff, no frill. 20 hours of tutoring for $9.99. That's it. Nothing big, nothing fancy, nothing over the top. 20 hours of tutoring for $9.99. You give an offer that is what we call an irresistible offer. As the mother was talking, I threw in another program that we offer, study skills, 8 lessons of study skills, which is 8 hours, a total of 28 hours, $9.99, and I'm out of that door. Easy close, the parents sell themselves. It wasn't my role to sell them. My role, educate them and provide them with an opportunity to accept an offer. Very many times, once you can do that, you can easily close a sale. And when I'm saying that because there's some people who would think that, I have to sell, I have to sell $10 an hour, or I have to sell $30 an hour. No, you can sell a big package. That regular package that I just offered a client is over $1,000 regularly. I give them a Black Friday offer. I reduced the price. I made it appealing, and I gave them something that they could not turn down. But I did not start by making an offer. I start by educating a client. Whenever you can educate somebody and you can provide them with content or help that they wanted, they will take from you what they needed. I think it was Eben Pagan who said, teach them what they want, but actually sell them what they need. And that's an easy way of building a very sustainable business because it gives you consistency in sales, it gives you consistency in close, and it helps you to meet your quotas, especially if you're working as a sales commissioner if you're working on sales commission and if you have to depend on numbers to make your monthly goal. The last thing we wanted to focus on is how to wow. How to wow. Show up and deliver. I'm going to tell you this. Although I'm running a healthy tutoring company, I am still refining my ability to wow. I am still refining my ability to show up timely and deliver. I am still refining my ability to get quality staff who can show up timely. Most of my staff, more than 90% of my staff are there. But you see that 10%, sometimes they cause you so much heartache. Those 10% would sometimes cause you to get some bad reviews. And those bad reviews would go so much further than all the other 80 students that you're working with. So, time to force you to ask for a review, ask for a referral, ask for some friends and some families and some frenemies and some enemies and some people who can also do the same thing like you. So I just show you very, very straightforward Three simple ways, three simple processes that you can use today and start immediately building a tutoring company. You can start by attracting the right clients. We call that your avatar. Then we wanted to sell to the avatar, let them buy themselves. And thirdly, we wanted to wow them. If that's what you wanted to do, I'll be more than happy to take you along to lesson number 2, understanding numbers. One of the most difficult things very many small business owners have is understanding numbers. Until next time, hey, this is Nigel, and I'm out.